my life. So that was, and I felt the best that I've ever felt. So it was, from that perspective, it was a positive. I mean, there are other positives, obviously, that have come out of it, and things that I value and appreciate. And I'm sure there are things that are still yet to come. But that was one thing for me, because I've always struggled with self-esteem and, issues like that, like feeling worthy and, all that kind of stuff. So working on myself and investing that kind of time in myself really, really kind of changed who I am.
Okay. So you don't have any regrets? You would do it over again?
For sure. I have no regrets over the things I do. Even the stupid shit I do, I value, because I learn a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, but I've got a wealth of knowledge.
That's why I always say, you just learn from everything, good or bad or whatever. That's how I am anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I relate to that for sure.
Yeah. So I guess being on the show, have you found that it kind of was an advantage? Is there an advantage being on that show? I guess if you apply that to your life now, or to the future, you think you're gonna have an advantage because you're telling people, "Hey, I used to be on the reality show, blah blah blah, this and that." What are people kind of? What's people's response? Are they do their eyes open wide, like, "Oh, really?" That's.
They're like, "What?" And then I tell them the name of the show, and if it's a guy, they're usually like, "Okay, I can see it. You're a MILF." And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." The women are like, "Lannette, no, you didn't." I was like, "Yes, I did. Shit, why not? I do crazy shit all the time. This is totally like in step with something I would do." I mean, I have family members that no longer speak to me because I'm too dramatic. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm drama. Let's go where drama is celebrated. Let's go on a reality show."
So what did your friends and family think after they watched the show?
Oh, everybody was supportive. And to be honest, and those that weren't didn't convey it, and I didn't really want to hear it anyway, so I didn't give a shit, So I kept it very positive. They kept it very positive. And I think one of the real silver linings out of the show, and one of the reasons why I think that opportunity presented itself, and the reason I had my meltdown, I don't know if you saw that scene, but the night that I left, it was a very emotional moment for me, because seeing the guy that I liked, that I really thought was being truthful and honest with me, seeing him with another woman, leaning over the bed, telling her, "I'm going to bring you into the realty room," where he had just brought me a couple nights before. It stirred up a lot of things from my past. And so I just melted, and I just was like, I'm unlovable. No one's going to love me. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not successful. I went through this whole thing where it was all about me and my failures. Yeah. And it struck a chord. And, and I basically said that, like, I've already grieved the death of, me having relationships like that, like a love relationship. Like I'm just not cut from that cloth. I just don't, I'm a lot. And so I don't ever see really any man being able to step up to the plate and deal with me. And so I'm okay being by myself. I mean, trust me, I'm alone, but I don't get lonely, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I think the silver lining there is that I exposed that part of me, and a lot of people identified with it, and it resonated with so many women and so many men. More women than men have reached out to me, and I've gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of DMs from people saying, "Oh God, that broke my heart. I'm so sorry for you. But oh my God, my picker's broken too. Something's wrong with me. I'll never find anybody to love me." And, and it really obviously hit a nerve with a lot of people, and they could relate. And I thought, this is a really good opportunity for me to sort of have a chance to tell my story. How did I get here? How did I get to be 52 years old, single, and feel so badly about myself that I don't think anyone would ever love me? I didn't just wake up this way. I mean, this is the product of years of trauma and abuse and mistreatment, and on my part, bad decisions. And so I wanted the chance to be able to tell my story to people in hopes they could relate to it and see that it's not all bad. I mean, by all accounts, I've turned out pretty good. You know, I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I have a very successful career. You know, I got a great house, I got a great car, I got a great friends and great family and all that. But it hasn't always been that way. I've struggled a lot, and being able to share that and give that a voice and give people a voice that maybe don't have their own. I'm hoping I can somehow parlay that into providing hope for people and being an inspiration to others that may be questioning it themselves.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter how you are or who you are. I think there's somebody for everybody. Because there's some people I know, I'd be like, man, she's a loose cannon. And if she can find somebody, or maybe he's a loose cannon.
Right.
So regardless of what I think or anybody thinks, I've seen it. I've seen people end up with each other. I'd be like, I don't know how y'all stay together.
Well, in all fairness, I was married for 10 years. I was together with my ex-husband for 20 years. We have the two children together. Yeah. But it was, you know, there were happy times there. Don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of really not so happy times. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm not going to settle for that. I'm not going to settle for just being okay just to be with somebody. Like this man is going to have to be pretty fucking exceptional, because I mean, I've got everything I need and want. Like I don't need a man for anything. I've got a great life. I'm like questioning, do I really even want somebody sleeping in my bed? Do I really want somebody else's laundry in my bathroom floor? You know what I mean? Like, do I want to have to make him a sandwich at 2:00 in the morning? No, I don't want that shit. So the longer I'm single,